Jones steps up. Ricketts is at the high point. Jones. Rolatario has a lane. Nicholas Rolatario, the shot. Scores! Holy jumping! The Italian stallion puts the puck in the back of the net. Mamma mia, Nicholas Rolatario! To keep it in and does. Callum Jones for Potts. At the blue line, kept in by the skate of Thomas Maya. Maya. Down low on the half course, he swings out in the slot for Potts. Kyle Potts has it. Hangs on. Now he shoots. Scores! Holy jumping! How do you do? Kyle Potts puts the puck in the back of the net. Blades block that shot. And coming the other way is Alton McDermott. He's in on the breakaway. Scores! Holy jumping! His grandfather, Paul Henderson, must be ecstatic about that one because Alton McDermott just scored his first career Buckland Cup final playoff goal. Has been pulled. The Dukes are in the Oakville zone. Zone Selvins swung that around. The Blades are trying to tie this puck up. It goes into the corner. The Blades have a chance to get this out. Lions will tie it up. 10 seconds. Gilmore has it at the point. It's in. 6. Just wide. 7 seconds. It's back in the corner. Ewing's back in. 3, 2, 1. The Oakville Blades. Holy jumping. Blades win. Blades win. Blades win. The Oakville Blades are Buckland Cup champions.
You're watching Mamma Mia! This is Fire Talk with Nicholas Fiore. Welcome back, everybody, to episode number 23 of Mamma Mia! This is Fire Talk. And joining me on this edition of the show, we have two former Oakville Blades OJHL defensemen, Sal Filice and Daniel Jelic. Boys, thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Sal, we'll start with you. You're obviously the current captain as well of the York University Lions in USPORTS. Let's start with you with the Oakville Blades. Talk about your time with them. It was short, kind of sweet because you came via trade, but your overall experience with the Oakville Blades.
Yeah, it was definitely a little shorter than you'd want it to be, obviously, but playing against them for so long, you kind of get to know a lot of the guys. And, you know, when I went there, I didn't really feel as if there was like a transition period. Like I kind of just walked in and almost like felt at home. You know, it was easy having Big Gel over there. And no, it was great. Honestly, the organization from like top to bottom was just unbelievable. And like, that was the one thing for me was going out and like finally realizing like, look how lucky some of these guys are. They play in front of an unreal fan base, and that rink itself is just something that, you know, you wish to play in all the time. And, you know, it was easy to get fired up for games when you go play it at that rink, and then you're all of a sudden you're just there and it's just normal. So it was cool. Honestly, it was a very, very good experience for myself.
It was your last junior year, though, in 2017 when you did get traded. Obviously, you guys went to the conference final that year, and you had an opportunity of winning. But was it hard, even though you knew you were going to a team where you had an opportunity to win junior hockey, was it hard because you were with Toronto Junior Canadians from 2013 to 2017? You made some friends. I'm sure you made some connections. Was it actually hard, I guess, emotionally or mentally to get traded, even though it was just junior ranks?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I came in at 17, and, you know, you're still like a young boy. And then, you know, those 3 years flew by, and all of a sudden I'm the old guy in the room, and I was the captain at the time. And, you know, when I got the call from Jordan and he said, hey, we just picked you up, it should be going through the wire this weekend. And I was more like excited, but then you kind of realize like, hey, like this chapter's done. And, you know, you got to say bye to all your friends and stuff, and it's tough. And, you know, I did make great relationships with people on that team and that organization as well. And, you know, I still talk to some of the people there today. Like I still have good communication with Blake Ricci, and I still talk to Jeff Angelides, and I wish them all the best in what they're doing right now. And, you know, it was more of a business move for them. They wanted to get a little younger for years to come. And, you know, I was the old guy looking out. So, I mean, it made sense for them personally, and it did help me as well, open up some lines of communication to further my career at the time. And I mean, I think it worked out both ways.
I don't think you're complaining too much. You had a chance of going to the conference final with the Blades, right? So why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you guys now know each other before, Sal, you were traded to Oakville when Jelic was on the Blades?
I didn't like know him like personally, but you know, you just, when you play against someone, and Jel and I in junior kind of played the same way, like super gritty and super annoying out there, and you know, always running our mouths. So yeah, like me and him had a few like instances where we kind of got into it too, and like a couple of screaming matches, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey man, how's it going? Like then you just sitting beside each other, and it's like it's normal. But no, I didn't know him like through friends or anything, just kind of just getting out on the ice and saying, hey, what's up and stuff like that. But you know, me and Jel still talk today, and it just goes to show you the friendship we've made over the time in junior, and then my short period in Oakville as well.
Jelic, for you, born in Oakville, if I'm not mistaken, raised in Oakville, but you didn't leave Oakville. You stayed with the Blades, and a few of you guys didn't leave. Jack Ricketts was one of them. Peyton Reeves, for the most part, was pretty loyal as well. Two guys that I know from previous years, and obviously you as well. But 185 games played for the Oakville Blades. I believe you're fourth all-time on the list on most games played for Oakville. Was it just a simple, you know, being home, and that's why you were so loyal? Or did you have opportunities to maybe go elsewhere? Or did you say, you know what, the Oakville Blades is my team. Unless they trade me, there's no need to leave?
Yeah, no, I think it's more building off of what Sal said. And as soon as I got there, like you just felt at home. It was like you felt the culture, you felt where you wanted to be. And honestly, it was tough. As soon as I came in, like I played a fair bit my first year, and then we got a little bit older. And then pretty much after that, it was kind of like we wanted to build towards my last year, Sal's last year. So coming out of that second year, that might have been the only time I would have like maybe explored other options. But after that, like we had a great core there. Like in my third year, we had Patrick Cudla there, who's now playing overseas. We had Ryan Garvey, went Division I. So we had a really good core. And then some of those guys graduated going to our fourth year, but then obviously those pieces were supplemented with Sal and some other guys like Tyler Hildebrand, like Chris Morgan. So honestly, by the time we were in our fourth year, I had nothing else in my mind besides building towards that championship and going for it that year. It's unfortunate we were cut a little bit short by a great Georgetown team. But honestly, Oakville was just home. It was a great place to play, a great place to grow and become like who I am now. And like from top to bottom, coaches, management, I can't say enough good things about Jordan. I don't know, about Tino, Rutzi, and even before those guys, like I had Kevin Gomes my first year, and he was a good coach. So it was just a great place to play.
And obviously, you know, you're on an all-time list technically with being fourth in the franchise all-time games played. Does that little honor mean anything to you?
The only thing I'm a little upset about is that they didn't keep track of shot blocking, because I feel like I'd be at the top of that list too, maybe. That's pretty much all I did in my 4 years.
By a wide margin, Joe.
But no, it's I don't know. Like I said, it's great to be a part of that tradition, and I don't know, I can always look back and say that was part of a great franchise. We had some good moments. Didn't quite get to where we wanted to my last year, but I don't know. Looking back, I wouldn't trade it. I made some friendships. Still talk to Sal almost every day, pretty much. I got some other friends, Rajic, Foss, all those guys from last year. It's like lifelong friends from that like team. So wouldn't trade.
Absolutely, and I've noticed that even now with like, you know, the winning team with Jack Ricketts and Peyton Reeves and all those guys, Callum Jones and so much more. They're a family, right? And that's what I realized with Oakville. I know it's cliche, and Sal, you can probably say like your York team is kind of like a family as well, and you would probably say that about any team you're on in any sport. But I feel like, I don't know if it's biased that I'm there now or not, but Oakville is kind of like a family. It's like that A1 junior program that instead of just coming to the rink 2-3 hours practicing, playing, leaving, it's like, okay, let's do this extra maybe off the ice, or let's do this extra on the ice, which then really gravitates into a family like the Oakville Blades are developing, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think Sal can speak a bit to it, obviously, having come over midway through the year. But like just that year, like we did so many things off the ice. Like we just like it's exactly like you said. Like you didn't just come to the rink and just practice, get out of there. Like you came. I was there some like practice 2-3 hours before. Like you are at the practice with the guys. You're stretching. Like you're hanging out. You're playing sewer ball. After practice, you go grab a bite to eat. And then guys were in the area. Like we would all like just they pretty much go home, change, and then we all meet up again. So I don't know. Like when you are around each other that much, it's tough not to, I guess, want to go through a brick wall for each other, and that just kind of breeds the family environment. So I don't know if Sal's anything to add on that, but.
No, I would have echoed the exact same statement there, Jel, but like that's exactly it, right? Like we would show up to practice 3 hours early, and like the rink guys would kind of look at us like, what are you guys doing here? And we're just like hanging out in our stalls. Guys are playing Xbox, guys are walking around the rink in their shorts playing soccer. Like it's just where you want it to be. And like it felt weird at times when like you wouldn't get a text as soon as you woke up saying, hey, what time are you going to the rink today?
Yeah, I know, 100%.
And it was just normal. Like guys, like I was still living at home at the time, so I'd leave my house at like 12:30, 1 o'clock for a 4:30 practice. Like I was just getting there, and guys would meet up before practice too, go hang out, watch TV, video games, whatever. And we were a pretty tight knit group. And after I got there, I felt like we only played 16 games after the deadline, but that was a time to really like come together and gel even more. And we did that. And we were a pretty tight knit group. And, I was only there for a short time, but I definitely felt at home with those guys for sure.
And it's always good to see that. Absolutely. Moving forward, Jelic, with you, obviously we have, Sal on York, and, and after hockey, after junior hockey, more experiences there in that. But for yourself, not everyone does go to NCAA or OHL or anything after junior hockey, and they focus maybe on school or on your life and your work and your job and all that. Was there options for yourself to maybe, keep on playing hockey after the Blades and after junior A, like with any options at all? Or was it just for you, okay, you know what, I have a different route in my life and this is what I'm going to do?
Honestly, I had a few options in terms of both CIS and Division III. I came to the realization probably in my last year that I wasn't going to get a D1 look anywhere. And like at that point I was fine with it. And that's what I meant in the terms of I came into that year just wanting to win and just focus completely on that. So throughout the year, like I would get calls from like Division III schools. I even talked to York for a bit, like where Sal is right now. But like in terms of on my hockey career continuing, I just saw it as like I didn't think I was going to go to the NHL. So if I were to go that Division III route, like they don't really offer scholarships. So I didn't want to put my parents in more of a financial burden. When I had the opportunity here to go to McMaster, in my last year, I'd taken 6 courses throughout the year. So I'd already gotten a pretty good foot in the door. If Mac had a CIS team, I probably would have kept playing. But honestly, after that last year, I just I hadn't had enough. Like I still love the game so much, but I just wasn't ready to, I guess, give it another 4-year commitment. Because obviously guys in that program want to be, they all want to be dialed in. They want to be going for a championship. And I didn't want to be the guy on the team who was like, no, I'm going to be focusing on my education. So that was kind of my outlook on it. But
by the way, Jelic, I didn't mention you are the highest defenseman for the most games played for the Blades. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So congratulations if you didn't know that already.
Thank you.
There you go. And Sal, for you, obviously, like you said, like Jelic said, like, he had options, but, life kind of gravitates you to another way. But for you, you jumped on York University from 2017, 82 games with them already, 9 goals, 19 assists. But obviously, we all know defensemen get less points than the forward. You're supposed to be there for different types of roles. But did you have any other options as well, Sal? Or was York always, okay, let's stay home, let's still play hockey, pursue an education at the same time?
Yeah, me and Jel again kind of echo the same statements, but yeah, I had interest from Division III as well. A little email back and forth from D1, but obviously nothing too serious. And then the CIS, I did have some interest as well. And I kind of thought of it as I can get a full undergrad paid like paid in full in comparison to going to the US with the exchange rate and things like that. And, you know, I just thought it made more financial sense for my family and I to just maybe stay on this side of the border and then go to school here. And, you know, we have a great program at York as well. And, you know, I don't think there's any other place I'd want to be right now.
That's what I don't think some people do realize, boys? And obviously, you know, firsthand that it's not just let's go play hockey. It's the money that is involved in the move of going to D1, of going to the States. We see so many guys, I'm sure you've seen so many of your former players maybe go to D1 and then decommit due to several reasons and then come back home. So maybe that's why there's so many options after junior hockey. And obviously you guys don't regret that decision. So that's very good to see. And for you, Sal, you know, you don't really regret it because, I mean, now you're the captain of the York Lions, right? I mean, wearing a letter no matter what, in my opinion, you know as well, Jelic, that, you know, with the assistant captain of the Oakville Blades one year, as you see right behind me right there. Look at that. That's not all there. And then, you know, the assistant captain for you, Sal, in your, I want to say your second year and then captain now. What does it mean for you, you know, to be a captain, to wear a letter on your chest? And what do you think personally that role entails?
Yeah, I'll start here. You know, it means a lot to me personally, right? Like, you know, to be looked at as a leader for your team and your program by your teammates and stuff, you know, it's a huge honor. And it's different in junior than in university as well, right? Now, especially for me, we all come in at 21. So guys are 23, 24 years old, and then you're the captain of the team. So, you know, you kind of have to realize what everyone's there for. Some guys are only interested, like, truthfully, some guys worry more about the school than the hockey. The hockey they play on the weekends, but I got to go to class 5 days a week. So you kind of have to see where guys are and how that aligns with what you believe in. And, you know, you can't be a huge rah guy in university. It doesn't always work because guys will just shut you out. And the same thing in junior, right? You don't want to keep hearing the same voice every single day screaming at you. So, you know, it's a role I do take a lot of pride in. And, you know, I'm very, very happy that I was chosen to be the captain of the York Lions for sure.
And obviously, you know, you chose York for a reason. We touched upon, you know, a few moments ago on the other options you possibly had. But what eventually led you to say, okay, I'm going to go to York University, going to stay, you know, close to home. But were there any other options within, let's just say, like a McMaster, or no, McMaster didn't have a team, but a Western and all these other teams in Ontario? What gravitated you to York?
So I only had a few conversations with other schools, but it wasn't anything like too serious. You know, the thing is, as soon as a major junior guy shows interest in a school, they're gonna put a lot of focus on those guys because the major junior kids in USPORTS, you know, they're all very good players. Like, there's guys that come from being NHL draft picks in our league, and, you know, they really do dominate, right? So the thing with my story at York is I was actually retired. I was working, and I remember I was working for my uncle's landscaping company, and I was pulling weeds at like 7:30 in the morning, and my phone rings. I'm like, who's calling me at this time? So I pull it out, and it's just a random Toronto number. And I don't know what made me answer the phone, but I answered it, and he goes, "Hi, is this Sal?" I was like, "Yes, may I ask who's calling?" He goes, "Oh, it's Russ Harrington from York." And I was like, "Oh, okay, how's it going?" And then we kind of got chatting, and then like 2 minutes later, he goes, "We've had some roster changes. Do you want to come and play at York?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So then that day got the whole process done in like 3 days, and then on Labor Day, I had got all my documents in, and I was in school, and that was it.
See, man, I'm telling you, it's crazy how things work, right? It's you kind of were done, and, you know, no hockey in a way seriously after junior, and then you get a phone call out of nowhere, right? But that leads to don't burn bridges and create connections and just be a respectful guy, right? And that probably led you to, you know, getting that phone call at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't know what fully transpired there, but yeah, I'm definitely happy, and I definitely think it worked out. That's for sure.
Let's touch upon, before we get into some stories here, Sal, finally, for the U Sports in general. Obviously, if I'm not mistaken, the season was canceled, and you guys couldn't play due to COVID-19. Have you heard anything on when it's going to happen? Is it going to be just next September? A new season's going to start. Is eligibility going to be lost for like graduating guys or stuff like that?
Yeah, so they kind of came out, it was about August 15th, I think, about that they had canceled the 2021 season as well. So then we are all under the impression that maybe by September something will happen. I mean, there's no official word as of right now, but then they did come out and say that there will be no eligibility loss this year. So me being in my 4th year this year, if I went and played next year again, I would still be considered a 4th year athlete.
So that's good, because you know what? I personally don't think they should lose eligibility, and that's good that they decided not to. So you can play your 4th year, right? Yeah. With being the captain as well, which is great to see and great to hear. Jelic, for you, you're long-standing Oakville Blade. What's your favorite story? Your most close or best hockey story for yourself, the 4 years with the Blades?
Oh wow, that's tough. I got a good one of me and Sal. After I can throw in there, but in terms of one of the best moments, probably our last year when we in my 3rd year we had lost to Burlington in the 2nd round. They were just older. They beat us in 7 games. It was a tough series. And honestly, at that time, like, I didn't know if I was going to play my 4th year. So, like, that loss kind of felt like the end of my hockey career to me. And then it was through that summer that I kind of decided that I was going to come back for one last year. So, beating them in the 2nd round, I don't know what their record was at home that year, but it was something outrageous. And, like, for us to take 3 straight games there, it was just – I just remember sitting in the room after the game looking across at Sal, and we were just like one more. But – like, we couldn't get over that last hump, but I don't know. That series was probably one of my favorite. It's kind of like
who's the best chirper between you two?
Oh, easily Sal. I'm horrendous.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm not good. That's him being nice.
There you go. Listen, guys, I appreciate you guys coming on. Obviously, Sal, you're with York, and Jels, you're at McMaster for school and working away. I appreciate you guys coming on. You guys obviously, past Oakville Blades players that I wanted to have on, and I appreciate you guys taking the time. And best of luck, Sal, for you in York once you guys get going again, and Jels for you with school and work, and all the best moving forward.
Thank you so much for having us, Fire. It was a lot of fun seeing everybody, and obviously stay safe during this crazy time right now, and hopefully we'll touch base soon.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. I really appreciate it. And yeah, definitely stay safe out there. Hopefully this thing is over sooner rather than later.
Let's hope it is. This COVID-19 changing the way we have to live. Hope you guys stay safe. Once again, thanks for coming on. Everybody, this was episode number 23 of Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk. I'm Nicholas Fiore, the Oakville Blades play-by-play broadcaster, joined by 2 former Oakville Blades defensemen in Daniel Jelic and York U Lions captain Sal Filice. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram Lives every other week. Episodes being released as well almost every Thursday. I appreciate it very much. Stay safe, and Mamma Mia.
Now Davis takes it and looks to come the other way. Davis is in, trying to drive, and he will look to go across. Good play to Davis, though, to get it right back to him. He goes down low to Israels. Centering, it's there. Scores! Stevie! Steven Whittle scores his first OJHL playoff goal for the Oakville Blades. This game is opening up in a big way for both teams. Ricketts centering, what a pass, Israel's breakaway, the move, scores! What a goal for the Alaska Fairbanks commit, the assistant captain, Harrison Israels, with an absolute dandy. Down low to Lions. Jack Lyons centering. Scores! The double jacks combine as that puck popped up like a jack in a box. And it's Jack Ricketts from Jack Lyons. 6-1 on the 40th shot of the game. It's all Oakville.
Colette Smith hits it in. A chance here can develop, but the Blades will look to take it. And Ricketts finds Israels. Breakaway, Israels. A chance, backhand. Rebound. Scores! And the Oakville Blades win it here in Toronto. Blades win, Blades win, Blades win.
That was Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk with Nicholas Fiore. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next episode.